So my name is Gerry Crispin. I am a lifelong student of staffing, and that is essentially the only title I look for or want. I'm passionate about recruiting, passionate about understanding how that recruiting notion of what we think of as recruiting takes place in different cultures and even within our own in the U.S. From a regional base, how it changes, etc. So when I look at this issue, most of what I say comes from that context. I'm obviously interested in every part of human resources as it impacts recruiting, because I think recruiting is kind of the lead. And here's what drives me to think about the future or the predictions around that. I don't usually talk about the future, I talk about what's happening right now. But when I look out there, there's a couple facts that drive my behavior. And so I'll share that with you. This year, in 2013, for every 100,000 kids that enter the 9th grade, which is the first year of high school, only 68,000 will graduate in 2017. So a third of our entire future work population will not have the competence or have the education that takes them into the mass market for jobs and work. Only 40,000 of those students of that 100,000 will in fact start in 2017 college. And 5 years later, only 18,000 will graduate with a degree, a bachelor's degree. But obviously, not every degree is valued for every single company. So of that 18,000, only 800 will have an engineering degree. Only 125 will have a mechanical engineering degree. Only 15 of those mechanical engineers will be women. And by 2027, only 5 mechanical engineering women will be left doing their work. Now, why is that important? If it's not evident, if you were a world-class recruiter, you would not be worried at all, because if there's 5 women out there who you want to put on your slate to make it gender diverse, you would find them. So you would just say, I just got to figure out when I need to meet them. But if you're a leader, either in business or in recruiting, you need to think not just about how you find and hire the best and brightest, but what you are doing to change those conversion rates. Not only here in the United States, because that's what was reflective here in the United States, but to understand what is that supply chain in every single culture where your company wants to have a footprint. So the future is going to be about understanding that kind of data, the ability to collect that data and analyze that data, and then translate it to the different stakeholders who are going to need it. So what does that mean for a recruiter today in terms of the data, the universe of what's out there and how accessible it is? And where is the pipeline? What does that pipeline look for that particular job family? So we're going to see increasingly the ability to configure those job families and examine pipelines from that perspective. That's going to be one of the key issues. The second one is a little bit more radical, and we're not there at all, but I think it's going to be driven home in the next 2 to 4 years, and that is the ability of the candidate to make a much more powerful decision about us. So imagine that you are seeking the best and brightest, and now you have all these cool technology tools that are hot today. So we take a tool that allows a recruiter to go out and find the candidates they want, organize them in a kind of an interesting way, pull down stuff from all kinds of social media, stick it into a fabulous profile, and now they're going to know enough, obviously, to go select this individual. Well, I got to tell you, there is an exact mirror of that within 2 to 3 years you will see in the hands of a job seeker, who will be able to take a look at a job description, find the hiring manager and the team behind that hiring manager, pull from all the different social media sources a profile of that hiring manager, and learn about his hiring style or her hiring style, as well as their success over the last few years in whether or not they've moved, promoted, or handled the kinds of people in that organization that are like me. and I'll also know about the collaboration style of the teammates if I were to take that damn job. And when that starts happening, now you're going to see an equivalent type platform, and you're going to see the real power of how we're going to have to change work inside of corporations to accommodate the kinds of people we're looking for, who really are more partners than they are supplicants to our selection system. Now, that may be a little bit more radical. We should have fun along the way, but those would be my two major predictions.